Andy Murray. Please raise your hand, state your name and organisation when asking your question. We're going to go straight into questions. Who would like to ask the first question?
Andy, is it quite nice to finish a match before 6 o'clock? Wimbledon, normally you're playing till quite late, aren't you?
Yeah, it's still quite late by the time you get done with all your stuff. The matches are also pretty fast, quick matches today, which is good. But yeah, I was literally just staying out there. I think it's already 7:30 by the time we get home. Be 8:30, 9 o'clock. And that's even with the matches finishing quick. But yeah, this has been one of the earlier finishes over the last few years. Yeah.
Andy, how was it having Roger Federer watching your match, his expert eye, and did you get to speak to him at all afterwards or since the match?
I saw him briefly when I came off the court. Obviously, like during the Laver Cup last year, he was obviously sitting on the side watching the match there, and then I only remember one other time having him there. It was, like I said, on the court when I played Stan Wawrinka in the Olympics. But yeah, it's obviously brilliant to have him around the event, and I really hope which I'm pretty sure he will, be around the sport a lot. I know he loves tennis, and yeah, great to have him back here.
Andy, I wonder how happy you were with your tennis today and your level, especially sets 2 and 3, and how much more you'll need for round 2, whether it's Thiem or Tsitsipas either.
Yeah, I didn't start the match how I would have liked, but it's always slightly different conditions playing under the roof. Especially when you consider last few days being quite cool, pretty breezy outdoors, and then playing in those conditions is a bit different. But yeah, as the match went on, I unforced errors, I cut them out, and I was pretty ruthless, at the beginning of the second and third sets. There was no sort of dip in intensity or anything, and I got ahead early in those sets and did well. So yeah, I was pleased with everything apart from the beginning.
Sorry, just back on Roger again. He said it's great to have him around, but I just wondered, because he's right there at the front, is it not a little bit weird at all to have like one of your rivals? I guess it might be in your eye line. Maybe you don't see him, but maybe you do. I just wondered if it was at all strange.
I didn't find it strange. It was nice to have him there, and I think all of the Sampras is sat up there and watched Roger and Rafa and those guys, and I've sat and Rod Laver has been at a bunch of matches like at the Australian Open, what have you, and yeah, I guess it is it can be strange, but it's also nice to have them there, and yeah, I've had experience of it in the past, and yeah, I don't find it too much of a distraction, to be honest.
Hi Andy, obviously tell me if I'm imagining things, but is there anything slightly different about your service motion?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, made slight change after, well, at the beginning of the grass season. It came about kind of, yeah, I was just messing around in practice, and seemed to work, so stuck with it.
Is it a bit less arch in the back? Is that?
Well, I don't know if that has been a consequence of me making it, any change. I wasn't, trying to get less arch in my back. I was just trying to, take less of a a step, I used to sort of sway quite far back on my serve, with with my back leg, and also like the arm that I tossed the ball from would come back with me quite far. Yeah, so just try to simplify the beginning of the serve, and that was it.
And that's your second most convincing scoreline ever here. Obviously, the last couple of years you've had some battles, some long matches. How much confidence do you take from getting that done so quickly and convincing?
I mean, not so much confidence, just obviously what happened and was happened at a lot of the the majors that I played in the last few years. Like, I've had lots of pretty long matches early on in the tournament, and yes, you can recover from them, but it's not like I've had like a really long match in the first round and the next one's been like straightforward. Like, I've had multiple long matches, one after another. So yeah, I mean, anytime you get the chance to finish a match quickly and conserve some energy, is is a really positive thing. And it's not necessarily confidence that I gain from it. It just means that hopefully the deeper I go into the tournament, the fresher I will be.
Andy, you said on court that you were nervous at the beginning. Was that just standard first round nerves? Were you more nervous than usual? And if so, do you have any idea why?
No, I mean, I always get nervous at the beginning of Wimbledon, and I like that. I like to feel that way. Yeah, I mean, it's great. Like, if I was going on the court and felt flat and wasn't, didn't have any emotion, when I'm walking out there, that's, something would probably be a bit wrong. But yeah, there's also, like I said, you are playing in different conditions. Like, it is not the same playing with the roof closed. It's more humid. It was extremely loud at the beginning, like with the with the rain. And the court is a little bit, I've always found it's a little bit hard to move on. It's a little bit slippy, when especially the beginning of the event, when the roof closes. And yeah, you throw that uncertainty into a first round match at Wimbledon, and yeah, it can create a few more doubts than normal.
Andy, just your thoughts on Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe. Obviously, you met her in December. She watched you in solitary confinement 7 years ago. So what did that mean to invite her and have her watching on from the Royal Box?
Yeah, it was brilliant. She was able to come along. I got to see her very briefly after the match, and I spoke to her a while back, and yeah, it was like, found it very it was very emotional talking to her and hearing her story and stuff. And yeah, it was brilliant that she was able to come along and watch. Said it was her first time here, and yeah, glad she could make it. And yeah, she seemed happy that I got the win. So yeah, it was good.
Will you watch Stefanos and Dominic tomorrow, and do you just root for them to play for 4 hours and beat each other's brains out?
I don't know when they're playing. I don't know what the schedule is. So I'm practicing at 1 o'clock tomorrow. So I guess there's a chance that they might be playing at that time. I will definitely watch some of the match in the evening, to look at what they're doing and how the match has gone, see how they're both playing. But I probably won't watch it live. And yeah, it's obviously it's been tricky for everyone today. you know, even guys that were supposed like didn't finish their matches yesterday, not finishing today. Yeah, lots of hanging around, so it's tough for the players that got rained off, and that's, you know, as much as you know, prefer to play outdoors, like that's one of the positives of, you know, getting to play under the roof, although the conditions are different. You know, you get to finish your match and you get the consistency in the schedule, so you know, it's positive in that respect.
And Andy, to that end, how important, if you're planning to go deep into a tournament, is it to have the knowledge that you will play pretty much every other day and you can you know, look after your body accordingly? And is it the physical side of the thing that could stop you going deep, or is it the tennis side, which is the biggest concern?
I'm not. I mean, it's not like I'm not concerned about either. You know, I'm playing well enough to, you know, to beat most of the. I think to beat most of the players in the draw. If I play well physically, I feel good. And yeah, you can't always, you know, physically I feel absolutely fine right now. But you know, you don't plan and prepare for the matches that I had earlier this year in Australia, or when, you know, I played Stefanos at the US Open or whatever. Like, you know, that I hope my matches don't go on that long, but if they do, then, you know, I've prepared well enough to be able to deal with them, and, you know, you see how you recover physically from them. But I'm not concerned about either of those things. It's not something that I worry about each day whilst I'm here in the build up.
Andy, Ellie from the Press Association. You've already spoken about Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe, but I just wondered whether you could expand a bit more on why it is you wanted to invite her to come watch you to play.
Well, firstly, she hadn't been to Wimbledon before, and after, yeah, I spoke with her, like, and the story that she told me about watching, you know, my Wimbledon final, yeah, while she was, well, in a cell, yeah, like I felt like I wanted to invite her to come along and watch the tennis in totally different circumstances, and hopefully, yeah, and even, you know, a much more enjoyable experience. So yeah, that was what I felt after speaking to her. I wanted to see if we could get her to come along.
Andy, from the South End Echo, what advice would you give to Ryan now for him to get to the next level in his career, watching someone you know well?
Yeah, I mean, he's been very unlucky the last year or so. He obviously got an injury here. I think it was maybe towards the end of his first round match that he won, and has had multiple injuries in the last 12 months or so. So yeah, I mean, first and foremost, obviously getting the physical side right, which again, you can do all of the right work and just get unlucky as well. But yeah, I mean, I don't really feel comfortable sharing that here, and like if he or his team ever want, and which I practice with him and talk to him about it, like if his team or, you know, he ever wants to discuss his game or what it is that, you know, I feel like, you know, and I probably get a better perspective now anyway, having played against him, of the things that maybe, you know, he could work on a little bit. I would always be there to give that advice, but it just really doesn't feel appropriate for me to do it sitting here just now. Yeah, sorry.
Two more, Alex. Alex?
Short Guardian, sorry, that's okay. You talked that you feel you could beat most of the players from the draw. How far do you let your mind skip forward? If you win on Thursday, you know, it could be Ben Shelton, say, 32 seed in the third round. How far do you let your mind move on potential, how important if you win on Thursday you could actually get a deep run in this tournament?
I actually hadn't looked at the draw, so I don't know who the seed was, and in my section, I got asked the other day. I didn't know that it was Tsitsipas and Thiem that I played the winner of until someone mentioned it to me the other day. So I'm just trying to play each match. You don't know which players are going to get through. The person who asked me was that, you might play Tsitsipas in the second round, and Thiem's up a set just now. Maybe you play him. Like, there's no guarantees that Ben Shelton gets through to the third round, and there's no guarantees that I do either. So I just, my mind will be on the next match on Thursday. Thiem and Tsitsipas are both, both have great pedigree, both, played extremely well in the slams over the years, very experienced. So, my mind will be on that one.
Hi, Andy, I'm French. This is my question. The day before you won your first Wimbledon, Marion Bartoli won the title. Do you have some nice things to say about Marion, or personality, or about the ball?
Sorry, what was the last bit?
Ball?
The dance, the ball, the dance.
The dance.
Oh, ball. We didn't dance, I can tell you that. But no, I always got on really well with her. She was always unbelievably nice, really nice person. I hope she wouldn't mind me saying this, but like, a lot of people looked at the way that she trained and the way that she practiced and stuff, and found it quite strange because it was very different. It was very unorthodox to a lot of players, a lot of players out there. But she was always putting like 100% effort into everything that she was doing. I feel like she definitely, and my opinion on all tennis players is that the best thing that you can say about them is that they reach their potential, and I totally believe that she did that. And what an amazing run she had here. Very, very different way of approaching the game. I've not seen some of the stuff that I saw her doing, like in the gym or on the practice court. I've not seen many other players doing that sort of work, and it worked for her, and she had a brilliant career.
Thank you.